My first few years of driving experience, I was in a hurry all the time. Oh, I had to get there. And I took my problems to work with me, and I was the bear, so to speak. Not very tolerant of the mistakes that the average motorist makes. They're mistakes to us because in the position we're sitting in, they throw a cramp to us some way or another. Over a period of years, you have to train yourself to be more tolerant and more patient.
Cool. The professional driver needs to be cool and clear-headed. If he lets his mind wander or his emotions get out of control, he's asking for trouble. The old pros, guys who've driven millions of miles without accident, they say the most important thing is to approach driving with the right frame of mind. By and large, trouble-free driving is a question of attitude.
When you're driving one of these things, you have to have your mind on your work 100% of the time. You never know what's going to happen next. When I walk out the door, I leave my troubles there. They'll be there when I get back. We had a younger driver. In fact, he's still with us. He was having marital problems, so of course his mind wasn't on his job. And as a result, he had just a rash of little accidents. Paying attention, and he ended up riding the guardrail, which this was a little embarrassing. It was a little hard on the equipment. Of course, he was at fault. I mean, there's just no other way you can look at it. His mind was not on what he was doing.
Look what I found.
That's real nice, Allie.
I found a Valentine rock.
Where'd you get it?
At the beach.
That's nice. Hey, Patsy, what's for dinner?
Why don't you go out to dinner?
What?
Why don't you go out for dinner? Go out to dinner. Go out for everything else.
Now what's that supposed to mean?
It means go out for dinner.
Look, Patsy, I'm beat. I drove 500 miles today.
So? I thought you loved to drive. Driving is my life. Didn't you say that? So drive. Go out. Run around.
Witch.
So drive. Go out. Run around. So drive.
You have a problem at home. I mean, he's working nights and she doesn't appreciate this, and so they have their little go-around. So he goes off to work. But then his anger, he's mad at her. Well, here I am out here breaking my neck trying to make a buck, and she doesn't appreciate this. I'm making good money, and she ought to appreciate it. And then here comes the motoring public. They're scared to death of trucks to begin with. So they pull a boo-boo. Well, maybe it isn't too serious. You should just slough it off. I expected the guy to do it, and he did it. But this driver, he's mad. He's angry. So he thinks, well, you so-and-so, and he does something then in turn that could get him into trouble. His mind isn't on looking in the mirror, what's behind it. So he whips that outfit out around this first guy. Well, this can create a chaotic condition. And it's all because this guy has got something else on his mind.
Professional drivers, truck drivers, bus drivers, everybody who drives daily, and especially those who drive millions of miles without accidents. Most professionals voice the same cardinal rule. Learn to leave your problems at home.
Block it out of your mind. Just talk to yourself, in other words, and say, now, this trip, we're driving the truck. It's something you just have to train yourself to do, and it doesn't come easy.
Run around. So drive.
Another thing to avoid is driving like you own the road. Drivers of trucks and other big equipment can bull their way into traffic by threatening smaller vehicles with their sheer size. They can scare the daylights out of an average motorist. Nobody likes a bully. And no real professional resorts to bullying tactics just to save himself a couple of gear changes. The bully, the aggressive, competitive driver who enjoys throwing his weight around, makes life hazardous for a lot of people. He's usually the type who'll break the law over something as childish as getting even or getting there first. And he's usually the type who gets what's coming to him. Seasoned road drivers, the good ones, don't come on like the king of the road. They may be the elder brothers of the highway. They may be the best drivers on the road, but they don't show off, throw their weight around, or claim to know it all. They know enough to know that there's always more to learn, which is more than can be said for the average motorist. A survey of drivers revealed that 9 out of 10 thought they were better than average, which means that most drivers are a great deal more confident than they have any right to be. The pro driver realizes that there are many things on the road over which he has no control. He maintains a defensive attitude, an attitude of alertness and caution. He knows that what he can control is himself, his own mind and emotions, and that he learns to do. The more of a pro he is, the higher his boiling point. He can deal with frustration without getting frustrated. Traffic jams, personal problems, equipment failures, and other insults. He meets them with an age-old attitude called patience.
You have to train yourself to be more tolerant and more patient. Patience probably is the most important thing of all, is be patient, because you'll get there.
Professional driving, it's a demanding occupation. Life is full of ups and downs, bottlenecks, and frustrations. To keep a lid on your emotions and your mind on your business, it doesn't come easy, but it can be done. It's just a question of attitude.